AFTV Picks, the new exclusive free-to-play betting tool app for football fans everywhere. Every week, test your skills and knowledge against Robbie and the AFTV fans and stand to win prizes and cash. And wait for it, it's all free.
Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Happy Saturday to everybody, nice and relaxing this weekend. Our game isn't until Monday, so we can just kick back and watch everybody else. And then we get to Monday, Newcastle, banks of 4. Can we break it down? That's the question. We will find out come Monday. And you know what? Ahead of that, some good news regarding Kieran Tierney. It's good to hear that the injury that we were told about regarding him is not as bad as was first thought. Remember, it was reported it was just a bit of a tightness in the muscles. But what worried us all was after the game when Mikel Arteta said he's going to have an MRI scan. And everybody was like, oh no, here we go. This is it. Long-term injury to our player, the most informed player in the team at the moment. But fortunately, it's not as bad, and he should be available for the game on Monday. Pablo Mari, who also missed that game, he's going to be out for a couple of games, according to the report. So at least we've got Gabriel, who's now back, who can step into that position. And even though Mari's been brilliant, let's not forget our best defender so far this season has been Gabriel. So at least we've got a little bit of strength in depth at last in the centre-back position. Now, what about players being linked with Arsenal? Listen, it's the 16th of January now. We're halfway through the month and we still haven't brought anybody in. And we're still getting linked to a load of players. This guy, I've mentioned him a few times on the show. I wasn't one of the first people to start talking about the links to him. Manor Solomon of Shakhtar Donetsk, 21, Israeli international. Predominantly a winger, even though I'm seeing it being reported that, you know, he's the guy who can solve our creative problems. He predominantly plays on the flanks, but Arsenal are very interested in him. And if you read the reports, he's very interested in the move. He's contracted to the super agent, Pina Zahavi, and he's apparently said to Pina Zahavi, go out there and sort me out a deal at Arsenal. Now, I don't think this is something that's going to happen in January. I still think this is looking more like a long-term deal, maybe something that possibly could happen in the summer. But I have been hearing a lot of whispers from people that I sort of, you know, some of my little contacts in and around the place that are saying, Robbie, this could possibly happen in January. Now, I don't know. As I said, they're whispers at the moment. But I think these links with him are real. I think Arsenal are interested in bringing him into the club at some stage. Whether they'll get that done, that's another matter. You can be interested, but getting it done is another matter. But we'd have to watch this space on that one. By the way, Israeli internationals. Who's the last Israeli international to play for Arsenal? Guessed it yet? Guessed? Yossi Benayoun. Remember Yossi Benayoun? Played for Arsenal. He was the last one that I can remember that played for Arsenal. Don't forget, actually, AFTV Picks, we got our competition tonight. You can win £1,000 as well by clicking the link in the description. But tonight, I'm going to be testing someone on some general knowledge football questions. But yeah, Yossi Benayoun. Maybe I should have left that one for tonight. Following Balogun, still nothing sorted on this. We were told the other day that RB Leipzig had signed a pre-deal with him, according to some exclusive news that broke. Nothing seems to have come of that. Fabrizio Romano came out pretty quickly afterwards and said, listen, he's spoken to Leipzig and they haven't signed a pre-agreement with him. There's 15 clubs, we were told, that are interested in his signature. Arsenal want to keep him, by the way. Let's not forget that. They do want to keep him, but he's desperate to play first-team football. He feels that he's ready and he wants to be a regular starter, something that at the moment Arsenal can't offer him. We're being told today now that the 15 clubs that are interested in come down to about 3 different clubs now that are interested in his signature. So it's 3 clubs, apparently, that are in the running to get this one done. Will Arsenal be able to hang on to him this transfer window? It's looking increasingly unlikely that they're going to be able to keep hold of one of their hottest prospects, because they can't offer him the first thing. I don't think it's anything to do with money and stuff like that. It's more to do with the fact that Arsenal just cannot guarantee him at the moment, the sort of regular football that he needs. This is a problem with footballers. This is what causes most of transfers. Sometimes is players saying, "I want to play." I don't want to just sit around. I don't want to do an Ozil and just sit around and collect. I want to play football, and he wants to play, and that's seemingly how we're going to lose him. But yeah, boiling down at the moment to 3 teams that are really interested in him. So let's see how that one develops out before the end of the transfer window. All will be revealed by the 1st of February, when the window shuts. Now, we know that we're in the hunt for a goalkeeper, and we have been linked with this guy, Neto of Barcelona, 31-year-old goalkeeper. They bought him in for a load of money from Valencia. Big money signing. He's number 2 there to Mark ter Stegen, and he just cannot get into the team. Again, what I just said, a player of a lot of quality who wants to play football but cannot, he's not starting every week. And Mark ter Stegen, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, he just can't get past him. Now, will Arsenal be able to Neto? You hear that one? Yeah, I got some jokes this morning. Yeah, I know, it's terrible joke. But he's apparently got 179 million release clause. That is, these release clauses are ridiculous. But he may be available to go on loan, or they may even let him go for cheaper. We know the well-documented problems that Barcelona have right now financially. They may be willing to let him go out on a loan. But then you ask yourself the question, it's not that it wouldn't be a doable deal for Arsenal. Apparently, he's on about £65,000 a week. I'm sure Arsenal could match that, if not give him a bit more. But if he moves to Arsenal, he's looking to play regular football because, Mark ter Stegen's in his way at Barcelona. He's still going to be number 2 to Bernd Leno. Is he going to want to move from Barcelona number 2 to be Arsenal's number 2? I doubt it. So even though there's a lot of links there, even though Arsenal are interested in him, even though he would be a brilliant number 2, I'm not sure if this one will get done. Just for the fact that he's such a good keeper, is he going to want to play second fiddle? He's playing. If you're going to play second fiddle, you may as well play second fiddle at a team like Barcelona. They're the biggest clubs in the world. So interesting how this one's going to turn out. But Arsenal are interested in him, and he is a top quality goalkeeper. Now, also interested in another Barcelona player, and this is this youngster that they've got called Riqui Puig. He's 21, and he's been labelled the new Iniesta. Some people are calling him the new Fabregas. If he came to Arsenal, a product of their La Masia academy. He's a graduate from there, and he is a very, very good player. Spanish under 21 already, and Mikel Arteta is said to be a big admirer of Puig, and would love to bring him to Arsenal, sees him as a sort of player that could solve those problems that we have at the moment with creativity in that number 10 position. He's young. You think about it, a player like him, then Smith Rowe, the two of them battling it out for that position would be, that's be the sort of thing you want to see. 2 young, hungry players battling it out for that position. Ronald Koeman, the manager of Barcelona, has already said that he may consider sending him out on loan because at the moment, and then again, another familiar word that I've just been talking about, he can't guarantee him the game time at the moment at Barcelona, but he sees him as a top talent. And as I said, there's been the comparisons to Iniesta, comparisons to Fabregas. He's creative, he's very skillful, and would suit, Arsenal down to the ground. Whether they'd be able to get a full transfer for him done right now, as I said, they really do rate him at Barcelona. Would they be willing to sell him? One of their graduates from their academy. We see how our fans get angry every time Balogun's been linked with a move away. Imagine the Barcelona fans if he leaves. So could it be a loan deal this January transfer window? Because Barcelona may be willing to let him go out on loan. Interesting. Again, I think Arsenal would see him, would love to get him as a long-term, but is that doable? Because Barcelona do like him. But then again, the kid wants regular football. That's all familiar thing that we've been talking about. It's not just Arsenal where this happens. It happens at all the top clubs because they'll have these top prospects, but they ain't getting the game time and they want to play. So interesting to see how that might work out. Being linked today with Ivan Toney, the striker at Brentford, 24-year-old, previously at Peterborough. I remember when he was at Peterborough, watching some of their games down there, and he was on fire. I think he scored about 24 goals he scored before he got his move to Brentford for £5 million. I'll tell you what, Brentford are so good at making these type of signings. He came in for £5 million to replace Ollie Watkins, who they sold for 30 million. They bought him for next to nothing, Ollie Watkins. He's gone on, Ollie Watkins. He's done very well at Aston Villa this season. And Ivan Toney has come in for him at Brentford, and he's done very well as well. I mean, remember, Brentford are one of these clubs that base a lot of their signings off of data. And they've really had a lot of success with it. Now, Arsenal are said to be monitoring the progress of Ivan Toney. They like him. I remember seeing him in that game against Spurs in the League Cup, and he looks a good player. He looks a handful. So Arsenal said to be monitoring him at the moment with a view to him being a long-term replacement for Alexander Lacazette, who, remember, Lacazette's contract is running down. At the end of this season, he'll only have 1 year left, and there's going to have to be big decisions made on that contract. And talking about Lacazette, there's reports out of Spain today that Atletico Madrid are interested in signing Alexander Lacazette. Remember, Atletico Madrid were on the verge of signing Lacazette, right? He was on his way to Atletico Madrid before he signed for Arsenal, but it fell through at the last minute because of they got a ban. They were unable to sign any players. They had a transfer ban, and Arsenal moved in and were able to bring him to Arsenal. But they've always, Diego Simeone has always really, really liked Lacazette. And according to these reports coming out of Spain, they're saying that there's a strained relationship between Lacazette and Arteta. I don't see that. And Arteta's been playing him regularly recently, and he's been an informed player. I just don't know where they get those reports from. However, the one thing we do know is that he's 29, and at the end of this season, he will be looking to sort himself out. Will Arsenal offer him a new contract extension maybe, or will Lacazette move on? Atletico Madrid, if they've just bought Dembele from Lyon, would they buy Lacazette as well? I mean, that doesn't seem to really make a lot of sense to me, but it is being talked about today as a possibility of something that could happen. I don't know. Listen, who knows what's going to happen to Lacazette at the end of the season? I'm not sure if it'll be Atletico. As I said, they've just bought Dembele. By the way, that's always a player that I thought could be a player that could replace Lacazette. I'm really surprised that more Premier League teams didn't go after him, because he would suit the Premier League down to the ground. I remember when he played against us, Dembele, I was so impressed. So strong. And a good finisher as well. And Mesut Ozil, could we be closing in on the end of Mesut Ozil? Could this thing get finally resolved? There's reports today that an agreement has been reached with Arsenal about terminating his contract, and he will finally get to sign for Fenerbahce. That is the report. Nothing confirmed, but that is a report today. The report is also saying that he's set to travel to Turkey this weekend to complete the deal, and he will forego the £7 million that Arsenal would owe him, to finish up his contract here at Arsenal to the end of the season. If true, it's good news for all parties. Good news for Arsenal, because, listen, they're not going to have Ozil figuring anymore. it will free up all of those wages, save them a lot of money, and we can move on from Ozil. It's not going to be after every game. You're seeing, you know, Ozil tweeting about Arsenal, or fans saying, you know, why didn't we play Ozil? He would have gone. And it will be great for Mesut Ozil, because a guy of his quality and ability needs to be playing football, not sat at home playing Fortnite. And you know, and going back to Turkey, the country that he loves, you know, it's his roots. Even though he's born in Germany, he's from a Turkish mother and father, and he would love to play in Turkey. He's a Fenerbahce fan. To go there and play, great for all parties all round. And if it does happen, I wish him all the best. So will that get resolved this weekend? Hopefully it does. Now, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget tonight, AFTV Picks. I'm going to be testing somebody in our quiz, right? Chance to win yourself. Well, that person will have a chance to win himself £200. You got a chance to win £1,000 by entering the competition. It's free. The link is in the description. Just click onto that link. You've got to be over 18. Go head to head with me, and you can win yourself £1,000. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.